Applications of artificial intelligence, or AI, pervade most of our lives. We use facial recognition to open our phones, and the state uses it to track us. So what's the problem? Decisions are made using machine learning on our private and personal data, from shopping habits to medical history. Have we lost control? We order our digital world by speaking to Alexa or Siri. How convenient. But is it changing our relationships with people? The prospect of a self-drive vehicle lies just around the corner. Should we care that it might run over a child to save our own life? I'm Jeremy Peckham, and in this course, we will explore how we've become seduced by the enlightenment idea of progress, embracing applications of AI for their convenience, yet unwittingly diminishing our ability to be God's image bearers and losing our moral responsibility. We'll lay a biblical foundation for what it means to be made in God's image, and in the light of that, we'll explore 6 key ways in which our ability to mirror that image is being impacted by AI applications today. In the final study, we'll think about how to set boundaries both privately and as a society in order to be masters of this technology and avoid falling into addiction, slavery, and idolatry. In this unit, Artificial Intelligence, Technology and the Bible, we're going to look at what the Bible has to say about technology, whether it's neutral in its impact on us, and it's simply how we use it that matters, or whether it can shape us, our society and culture, even without us really being aware of it. Artificial intelligence is a term that's bandied about a lot these days and frequently in the news. But what is it exactly? Put simply, AI is a computer program, technically called an algorithm, that makes predictions after having been trained on an awful lot of data. Let's say we want a computer to be able to tell us if a picture that we present to it is a cat or a dog. First of all, we need to train the computer to learn what cats and dogs look like. To do this, we need lots of pictures of cats and dogs. We call this training data. Once the system has been trained, we can present the computer with another picture, one that it hasn't seen before, and get it to predict whether it's a cat or a dog. Now, the problem with pattern matching is that if we don't have the right training data, the system can make silly mistakes. In this example, the system thinks that the white dog is a cat, and that's because the training data for cats and dogs is biased in favor of black dogs and white cats. Whilst this might be an amusing example, in real life, facial recognition systems used for surveillance display the same biases. In fact, any data that is used to train an AI system is likely to be biased, and this can give rise to all sorts of injustices, for example, in determining whether a person should be granted bail or a student given a predicted exam grade. So artificial intelligence is just that, artificial. The reality is that scientists and philosophers have not been able to agree on how to define what human intelligence is, or for that matter, that thing that we all know that we have, our consciousness. So if we can't define intelligence, then we can't design computer code to replicate it, nor could we make a conscious computer. AI then is actually just a collection of algorithms that are very good at pattern matching, sometimes even better than humans. But it's not really mimicking human intelligence. Although in some applications like Alexa, Siri, or Google Home, where you can talk to a computer, they can seem to behave like a human, recognizing your emotions and even displaying empathy. The same technology used in a lifelike robot or digital human on a screen can seem eerily just like a real person.
Metahumans are high-fidelity digital characters created by you, the user, on our new content creation platform, MetaHuman Creator.
So what's the problem? The challenge is that these algorithms are being used extensively by companies, our governments, and ourselves in our own homes in what we might think are harmless applications. Yet evidence is mounting that some applications of AI are damaging us as individuals, damaging our children, and shaping society in harmful ways, as the storming of Capitol Hill in the United States on the 6th of January 2021 all too vividly showed us. Most of us are familiar with social media and may use it ourselves. Yet, deep inside these platforms lurk manipulative algorithms that are designed to cue us up to engage through an alert or notification, to nudge us into taking some action, perhaps posting a picture of ourselves using a filter that makes us look prettier and perhaps gets us a like. Maybe it's drawing us down a rabbit hole to uncover a juicy story about our favorite footballer, or retweeting a piece of news that in fact is really fake news, but we don't know that it is. These algorithms are there to keep us engaged and on the platform. That's because we don't pay for these services. Social media platforms have to make money by pushing us towards adverts. The more that we engage with the platform and the more data about us that these companies can process and model, the more targeted the adverts can be. This is a win-win for the social media company and the advertisers. But what have we lost in the process? Actually, we're losing quite a lot. We're losing our privacy and freedom. And we're exchanging authentic relationships for virtual ones. Children are becoming less empathetic and less willing to have real human-to-human interactions. Increasing numbers are self-harming or suffering depression. Why this matters, as we shall see throughout this course, is that some applications of AI are diminishing what it means to be a human being, made in the image of God, after his likeness. So technology isn't neutral, as we might like to think it is. It shapes us because it is designed by fallen people with their own values and worldview. It's sold by companies who have a vested interest in growth and making a profit. And of course, it's used by us, also fallen people, who can be manipulated through our vulnerabilities and shaped even without our being aware of it. Now, we might think that the Bible doesn't have anything to say about technology and wonder, where can we get our guidance from? Well, actually, the Old Testament does have something to say about both the good and the bad side of our inventions and our desires in using these inventions. It's clear early on in the book of Genesis, within a few generations from Adam and Eve, they had invented a number of things to make life easier and to assist in subduing the earth. They were a nomadic people, and so tents had been made that were a useful invention, allowing them to easily move from place to place whilst providing shelter from the sun and warmth at night. We learn that Tubal-Cain had developed all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron to ease their daily chores and tame the land, as God had commanded them. His half-brother Jubal had even designed musical instruments for pleasure and probably worship. When God commanded Moses to make a special tent for him, the tabernacle, God gave intelligence, knowledge, and ability to Bezalel and his helpers to make it according to the detailed design that God had given to Moses. Yet there are a number of times when we read of people becoming self-sufficient and proud of their inventions, leading to their downfall. Take the attempt to build a tower up to the heavens, the Tower of Babel, in the plains of Shinar. Or much later, in the days of the kings, King Uzziah, who started off well with Judah prospering under his leadership and through his many inventions, but who at the end of his life became proud of what he had achieved, and this led to his downfall. In our next study, we'll explore what it means to be made in God's image, so that we can develop a clearer understanding of how AI might be shaping us, perhaps in ways that could tarnish that image and our ability to be good image bearers.